Yeah, he's a wild card. You never know what he's gonna do.
Which is why Brian Cross is keeping his 2-year-old son Clyde very close. They came out to Broughton Beach along the Columbia today to play in the river, just to find out the river had nearly swallowed up the beach. A much different scene than just a week ago.
I mean, the water was down, way down. Like, we could walk to there. Like, those were all exposed, and they're huge. They're like 12 feet, 13 feet walls.
Multnomah County Sheriff's River Patrol took us out to show us just how high the water is.
It has, over the last week or so, gone up significantly.
One look at Government Island, it's easy to tell. All of its popular beaches are underwater. And then there's this. It looks like 2 separate islands. The river flooded a low-lying section of Government Island, turning one into 2 and creating a major boating hazard.
Looks like it's a passage, but it actually is not. So that's very unique this time of year.
Downriver at the Interstate Bridge, Sky 8 gives us a view of the high water there as well. The river level at the bridge is about a foot away from flood stage. Check out how close this sternwheeler came to the bridge when it passed under it this afternoon. ODOT says the high water is resulting in a lot more interstate bridge lifts. On Friday, it had 4. It had 6 on Saturday and another 2 on Sunday. ODOT anticipates the river will reach flood stage at the bridge in the days to come. It says it does not do bridge lifts during the morning or evening rush hours, but all other times commuters between Oregon and Washington should be ready to wait.
Lifts can take anywhere from 12 to 20 minutes and sometimes longer. Motorists should expect there's going to be more delays on the bridge with the high water here, which we hope subsides in the next week or 2.
Yeah, and because the river is moving so fast right now, it's also sweeping a lot of debris into it. In fact, out on the boat today, we saw a lot of very large logs in the water. And as you can imagine, because this is the result of snowmelt, the water is still very cold. Back to you.